Chabella. Welcome into Paul Catalina's Top 5. This topic today is G5 QBs, presented by Texas Beef House. Please support Texas Beef House. Go there, texasbeefhouse.com, the best in Texas-raised Wagyu beef. Use promo code SICK'EM10 to save 10% off your order at checkout. I am not going to dive into every conference by conference as we get through the G5. That's a lot to do, and I need to maybe move on to some other things. But I thought I'd wrap it up and give some of these dudes some love because they certainly deserve to be mentioned on the list with other quarterbacks that I have talked about over the last couple weeks. Let's start with Texas State quarterback Jordan McCloud at number 5. He was the Sun Belt Player of the Year last year at James Madison, did not follow his coach, Curt Cignetti, to Indiana, and Texas State's had kind of a tumultuous time over the offseason and deciding who their quarterback was going to be under G.J. Kenny. It was T.J. Finley a year ago. He got some big wins and played well for them, but wasn't really on the same page with the coaching staff. He moves on. They bring in Jaden DeLaura, and he's got a checkered past from Arizona. Ultimately, that does not work out, and they're heading into spring maybe without their guy. But then they got a guy who I think is better than both of them in Jordan McCloud, who is coming off a career year at a school that made waves last year in James Madison and should lead Texas State to a lot of wins under G.J. Kenny in that fantastic offense that they have. Number 4, Mikey Keene at Fresno State. UCF fans remember Mikey Keene. He won some games for them before he transferred out, and lost the job essentially to John Rice Plumlee when he came back healthy and went to Fresno State, put up big numbers for Fresno State last year. He is a gamer. Look, Mikey Keene is not going to be a guy that you're probably going to want to play with on EA Sports College Football 25 all that often if you have other choices. But let me tell you, he might be fun to play with because dude's a gamer, and he is absolutely fun to watch. And if it is close at the end of the game, you give Mikey Keene the ball back. He loves the 2-minute drill. I really enjoy watching Mikey Keene play. As a matter of fact, I enjoyed watching him play so much at UCF that for the first time in my life, I said, oh, this Fresno State's game is on late. I'm going to watch that. That's all due to my man Mikey Keene right here. Number 3, Seth Henigan at Memphis. Memphis is probably one of the G5 darlings this year to get that playoff spot. He put up career numbers last year for Ryan Silverfield in that offense for the Tigers. Memphis has a tough schedule ahead of them. They got to play Florida State and their old coach, Mike Norvell. That will be interesting for both sides. It's certainly a trap game for the Noles. Seth Henigan is scary. He's efficient, puts up a bunch of yards, and can ball. So absolutely keep an eye on Seth Henigan and the Memphis Tigers this year as they try to make a run to the playoff. Number 2, Byron Brown at USF. This is the best USF has felt about their team in a very, very, very long time. He is dual threat quarterback, runs, throws, everything, and he's just a sophomore. This is a guy who can do a lot of things for you, and they are on the rise there in Tampa, and it's because of Byron Brown and his ability to create plays. They're excited in Tampa. The Ray J is going to be rocking this year for him, so keep an eye on him as well. And number 1, there we go, Kaiden Salter at Liberty. This one, kind of a no-brainer, given how much Liberty won, the numbers he put up last year in that offense, and the way that they're probably going to return and still put up those numbers, although they did lose wide receiver C.J. Daniels to LSU. That's going to be a big hit for Liberty. But Kaiden Salter is a guy who can play, was an Earl Campbell Award finalist. Really interesting story. Thought he might be in the transfer portal, but Liberty, they've got money. They stepped up and made sure that he stayed there, and they are going to be well off with Kaiden Salter this year. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Top 5, and it's about to do it for this episode of 365 Sports. We're going to wrap it up right now.